Video's gonna be short. Say that a lot, but knowing me, probably won't be as short as I want it to be because I talk more than I like to think I do. And I feel like I cannot continue doing my typical MacDoesIt stuff till I address what is going on. A lot's been going on in the world, this country, and in this city of Los Angeles. A lot has been happening. I've been gone for the past 2 weeks. Not that long compared to many times I've been gone by accident. The discourse of social media that's going on right now, the constant images, videos that are being played and replayed can really take a mental toll on certain people, specifically people that might look a little bit like me. That on top of everything else that's been going on, I just had to take a little step back and go dark, like literally dark. I was gone from like the internet, watching a lot of Gossip Girl. Generally want to start by saying there's a lot that's been going on in my mind and in the world, and the combination of all that together has really been making it hard for me to really try to be optimistic, try to be as positive in any light, to make things better to understand, better to, I guess, digest for certain audiences. But in these times, it's been pretty hard. Right now, I'm just asking you guys to really be patient with me, if you can, in any way. It's been getting harder and harder for me to really want to address certain topics right now because I'm just in a mental state where I just feel like I can't without feeling like I'm going to break down. You know, I'm getting watery-eyed right now thinking about certain things, but here we are. A lot's been happening, guys. A lot's been happening, and I've been kind of glossing over it with jokes and jokes and jokes, but it's pretty serious, guys. Shocking, astonishing, terrifying, heartbreaking. A lot has been going on. If you've been watching my channel, you already know how I feel. You already know what I've been trying to say. And you already know what I've been trying to convey to my audience and the conversations I've been trying to start. There are conversations that I've been needed to have that I've really just gone under the radar for way too long. Decades long conversations that we should have been having, we have not been having, and it's spitting in our face in a time where we are all basically locked in the corners of our room. Even though like we knew it was true, we're now realizing that those things and those moments and those time periods that we've read in our textbooks for years really did truly happen, and we are now living in one of them, basically. The segregation period in this country, quote unquote, ended about 66 years ago. And when I say quote unquote ended, all they did was take away laws, put in a few little protections, and that was it. That is where the conversation basically ended, and that is where we went wrong. Just because the law has been placed does not mean the mind and the consciousness of people have changed. Just because those periods were declared over, not by the people that were being oppressed, by the people that were oppressing, does not mean that the actual collective mind of that period disintegrated out of nowhere. Nothing in history has just ended. There was no real point in history where something was just like, boom, and this happened, and then suddenly everything was magically over and done with. No, we need to stop telling that narrative because that is not true. World War II happened, and guess what? We still got Nazis. Don't know why? They're still here. Collective minds and ideas cannot be disbanded by just putting in a law. Look at history. That's not really the case. Without proper conversation and without proper knowledge and teaching, people are just going to carry their prejudices to other people, and it's just going to keep on growing, and that is what's happening. There are foundations, there are systems, and there are ideas that are still in place in this society that have never been fully addressed. These symptoms and ideas have been deeply hooked within us, and we made ourselves believe that they were okay because that was all we knew. We made to believe that they were great because they came from the minds of us, which is not the case. Self-editing is important for the survival of anything in this world, and self-editing is what we need. A conversation is what is needed, and is what I hope actually happens out of this. I'm terrified, but I understand why what is happening is happening. People are frustrated, are tired of feeling unheard, unlistened to, of feeling not cared about by people who can't see from outside their own perspective. And I understand that frustration. It's a frustration I've been having for years. If you've been following my channel, you past the jokes. If you focus on the things I'm always bringing up, always focusing on, I am trying to make people understand something that I felt that so many people were just looking over, which is just basic human decency. We are all trying to survive and live in this world and be happy in it. Why are we trying to push each other down for that? And why were we made to believe that pushing each other down was okay in the first place? It's heartbreaking. What's my opinion on it all? You know it. If you've been following my channel, you know the fact that the police of the United States of America can physically and visibly harm, hurt, and even kill someone that's being arrested for a non-violent crime, and even walk away from that and have been able to walk away from that scot-free is absolutely shocking and terrifying. And for decades and for years, we were made to believe, oh yeah, that's fine, that's perfect. They're just protecting us. They're just protecting us. They're not protecting us when they do that. They are protecting a law over us. A law should not be placed in higher regard over a human's life, especially if that human didn't do as much harm to have their entire fucking life taken away from them for no fucking reason. And now I'm getting emotional, so now I'm like, don't even want to continue this. People are frustrated for a reason. If you've been following my channel for years, you know that. And we've talked about it, tried to make it as digestible as possible. This world needs editing. This world needs correcting. This society, this country specifically I live in, needs to look at itself and find out what is truly internally wrong with it. One advice I want to give for people through all of this, if all this is still going on by the time I upload this, once again, I don't know. This could be a start of conversation, or this just could be another Twitter hashtag that disappears in a month or so. What I would tell people in this situation is to try your hardest not to make it about yourself. Understand that what is going on is much bigger than just an individual. Understand the entire situation as a whole, because a system and a foundation in a society is a lot bigger than just one person. In this moment right now, if you're just focusing on one thing in this situation, I need you to stop focusing on that one thing and look at the entire situation as a whole. And I hope and pray that you cannot sit here and try to justify the devalue of human life just because of superficial qualities. There are too many biases and prejudice running rampant in this world, in the branches and in the structure of this society. We cannot move forward and we cannot go on without talking about them and without trying to find a way to get people to move away from them. But you know, I don't know. I'm just rambling now. I think I said what I want to say. I kind of turned on this camera and just started talking. I had no really big format, and I think it showed. Love. Just love. Just love. Come on, love. Love. Let's go, love. Can I get a love, please? What was that? Okay, I'm done. My crack-headed schedule of uploads will resume momentarily. Stay tuned. Hopefully next week. We'll see. I did get an easy bake oven. It's been sitting there for a bit, and I've been wanting to play with it, but I don't know if that's going to be a personal digest or something I'm going to upload on the internet. We will see when I decide to open the box.